Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us. Well, we've got a big high across the country, in fact, two of them. Here's our animated wind map. High number 1 down here around the South Island, high number 2 up here around the North Island. So there's been a bit of a cooler southerly change that's moved in around the south and now the lower North Island, but up here in the north, still the westerlies coming out of the Tasman Sea. And that's the reason why it's still fairly cloudy and gloomy for some of you in the west. So this is how the week ends. Friday, those highs merge together out here to the east. You can see there it's starting to build into one big system. So we've got a few downpours that might pop up during the day, especially around Bay of Plenty and Waikato, down towards Central Plateau area, this area here. And then a bit of rain pushing in around the west coast as well, a bit later on in the day. Otherwise dry for many other areas. To Saturday, and this system looks a bit nasty, but it is going to weaken as it comes on in. Might be one of those cases where the bark might be a little bit worse than the bite, but it is still worth keeping an eye on. There could be some pretty big rainfall totals around Nelson, and some other areas in isolated pockets might get some bigger downpours as well. It's blustery on Saturday. We'll see that rain pushing into the west coast, heavy falls through the Southern Alps, and the winds are pretty blustery. I don't think they'll be too problematic, but they will be blustery in the South Island. The North Island, though, fairly calm. In fact, there might even be some early fog around Rotorua first thing in the morning. To Sunday, the low's now weakening, but it is now moving in as well. So we've got widespread patchy rain and showers, but widespread doesn't necessarily mean it's intense. Many of you might only get around 5 to 10, 15 millimetres at the most. There will be some localised heavy downpours, and again, it's the Nelson area that's showing up, but further south, Southland Otago, once again, two of the driest parts of the country. So we've got some new graphics here from the weather company and IBM. We've still got a little bit more work to do because it's a little bit blurry, you can't quite read it, but we're working on it. But what this shows is the rainfall totals across Sunday. So that's Sunday and that's Sunday night. So what you're really looking for, if that's the scale there, this is the heavier rain further down that scale. So the bright blues, whereas the dark blue at the very top there indicates just a little bit of rain, only a couple of millimetres. So a couple of millimetres down here, a couple of millimetres there. The heaviest rain, which you can see is in that red area there. And when I step back off the map, you notice once again, it's the Nelson area, Bay of Plenty and Mount Taranaki that are likely to see some of the biggest accumulations on Sunday. So what is the total over the weekend? So over the next few days and into Monday, this is where we're looking for all the rainfall totals. And again, it gets heaviest the further down the scale you go. So this area here, we're talking over 100 millimetres of rain in the bright blue, and that's showing up around Nelson, Golden Bay area. So there could be quite a bit of rain in that area as it feeds in from the north. Other areas to look out for some heavy downpours around western parts of Bay of Plenty, around the mountains, and also around Mount Taranaki. Most of this heavy rain is through the mountains, not so much coming there into Canterbury. So some interesting graphics. We hope to bring more of them to you, and we'll certainly try and improve them a little bit further. Now this is Monday's setup. So that big area of high pressure still blocking out to the east, but the low itself has weakened quite a bit. There's still a fair bit of rain though around, so that's why we showed you that graphic before. Some of the accumulations, because it's coming in from the north, will be affecting north-facing regions. For the most part though, this system is not too serious. It's just bringing in more of that same old wet weather, which many of us are getting a bit tired of. That is all from me for today. We'll update you again on Friday with the very latest about this incoming low.